Wait a minute. Hello. Hello. Hello, we're live. I have not been live for a little bit. I'm even not together this morning. I had to buy motherfuckers made me spend money on the news. So I had to buy a subscription for online for my local newspaper. I've never had to pay to read an article online before, and this morning no matter what I did, kept hitting paywalls. And so I had to for real pay for my paper. So I paid for my paper, and wouldn't you know that I'm gonna go share this quick to my Facebook page because I have not done that yet. Yeah, so in the paper today, there is a 2021 how much city employees make. So let's share this. I'm showing this. So I'm going to share my screen. And we're going to go through this quick. Because how much does people in Kearney? So we have a budget of $27.4 million. And this is how much money everybody makes. Clear down to the very bottom. So the groundskeeper makes $10 an hour, $11, $11.50, $12, up to $14.50. So $10 to $14.50, okay, for groundskeeper. So this is what normal people make. This is all like engineering assistant, front desk staff, airport worker. So these are the normal, non-exempt job titles and hourly service salaries. So these are like normal people jobs. Up here, we have all the administrators. And so the city manager makes $100 an hour. Directors of finance make $67 an hour. So all of these people, this is their hourly wage, and they're all in charge of these people, and they make 4 to 5 times more than them. So here's a clear example of the inequality income gap of Kearney. It's right here in our city government, even. Yeah, so $58 an hour, $67 an hour, $100 an hour. We're gonna stop sharing quick. So yeah, so it's push F11. It hides all my tabs. Oh, thanks, CJ. So yeah, so this is how much. Yeah, I'm just so blown away right now. One, because I was aware that they made that much money, but I had to pay $5 to find out how much money they make because they didn't. I don't know. The newspaper needs help, I guess, which is normal. I mean, print media is down because nobody goes out, and yeah. So that is what's going on today in my city government. Just first story of the day is that's how much money they make. And then getting just other local news stories. There's not really much to talk about. Today, there was a car accident this morning with the school system. There's a few feel-good ones. Oh, here's a good one. You guys will dig this one. We'll just talk about, mental health things. We've been, where is it? We've been not mad at our cops, but like we've been protesting here. We've been protesting the police brutality and the income inequality and how cops treat poor people like crap here. Uh, so scrolling through the news, I like they're not all KPD cops are bad cops. We do have some good cops on KPD. I'm friends with them. If they see this, hi. I see you. I see what you're doing. But I also think that this is kind of silly. Kearney Police raises breast cancer awareness, raising money through Pink Patch Project. So our cops don these patches and they wear them. And it's to raise awareness about breast cancer. Never mind all of the kids that are being sex trafficked. Let's not care about them. Let's worry about the tatas that get all the money. Never mind the kids in cages. Anyway, I did see that. Yeah, I saw that, CJ. So South Dakota's Attorney General, I actually shared that story, got in a car accident and was at the bar. Where did I see it? And the last article I read was last night. They didn't admit that he had been drinking. They didn't say alcohol was involved last night. I'm going to try to find that news article quick. So while I do that, let's talk about some mental health. Mine is shit. Not shit. It's still manslaughter charges, yeah. It's not as bad as it has been. This year, obviously, has been shit. I have not done a live for a minute because I've been working on my campaign. And I've been trying to not be super me on the internet right now. I've been getting a lot of negative feedback. There it is. And, as much as I like not listening to people and doing what I want, when I want, how I want, because I'm an American and I can do what I want, how I want, when I want. But I'm also a candidate and I do want to get elected, which means that I can't just be a shithead all the time, even though I want to. So, having to just be an adult when you're stressed sucks, and everybody knows that. But when you have other adults that get on you when you're not supposed to be an adult right now, and then they bitch at you because you're not being an adult when you're not supposed to be, yeah, it's fine because it's cool. So here is Kristi Noem and her Attorney General in the press conference last night for some South Dakota news, since CJ asked or said nicely, like, hey, remember this? Okay, ready? Go.
Well, good afternoon. Last night at about 10:30 p.m. in Hyde County, the Attorney General was involved in a crash while driving on U.S. Highway 14 just west of Highmore. There was a fatality, and law enforcement is working on identifying the deceased and notifying the family. South Dakota Highway Patrol will run the investigation, and the Department of Public Safety Secretary Craig Price will oversee that and report directly to me. With that, I will turn it over to Secretary Price.
Thank you, Governor. Again, my name is Craig Price. I'm the Cabinet Secretary for the South Dakota Department of Public Safety. And one of the agencies that fit under my authority is the South Dakota Highway Patrol, of which I used to be the superintendent of for about 8.5 years. We are currently working the investigation as referenced by Governor Noem in Hyde County. South Dakota Highway Patrol routinely investigates fatality crashes across our state, and we will handle this as we would any other fatal crash. If there are any questions, we would be open to any questions you might have.
Can you give us the condition of the Attorney
There are a lot of, as with any investigation, there's a lot of questions that we can't answer. That would be one of those questions.
Do you know how many people were involved?
Again, and the side thing of these investigations, there's so many things that you can't comment on specific to that. There's a lot of details that are going to be being run down as with any fatal crash that's investigated, and that information will be available at a later time.
Okay, so you can't say who was in the car.
No, ma'am, thank you.
So don't know occupants, do we know age or genders of those involved, how many vehicles?
Right, we know that the Attorney General was involved. The rest of it is being investigated, and those details will come out at later.
See, what my favorite part about this is that he asks, do we have any questions? And then every question that's asked, he says, I can't answer that.
Did you say the time of the crash?
Yep, the crash was at approximately 10:30 p.m. last night.
Where?
Highway 14, information I have is it was just west of Highmore.
Is there any other aspect of the crash that you can describe what happened?
There's no aspects of the crash that I can explain that happened. I can tell you that as far as the response to a fatality crash, we have officers that are responding. We have officers that are highly trained in investigating these types of incidents, and they're the ones that are working the incident.
Okay, but if you can't talk about the crash, and you knew you couldn't talk about the crash, why would you even ask for questions? At least Noam looks good. Make up some point.
Okay, if there are no further questions, I appreciate your time.
And just like that, yeah, CJ, you're right. They are going to cover that shit up. They do not want anybody to know about it at all. So, this is a fun story. I have not gotten a chance to read the whole thing yet, but from what I've read, this story is real fun for me because, one, I'm a victim. I was molested as a child. Two, why are right-wing conspiracies so obsessed with pedophilia? And it goes into Pizzagate and the right wing and 1980s sex scandals. Now, the main 1980s sex scandal that I just learned about that affected my area is called the Franklin sex scandal. It happened. It's real. And so, like, Adam versus the Man, I watched that show quite a bit now. I'm a member of the Producers Club, CJ. As anybody that actually watches me, who knows me, knows I found a group of internet people that I like to play with. And so CJ, before he went on his break, he does Coffee and a Conversation every morning and Internet Warlords. So you can go check that out on the YouTubes. But then Adam has his show called Adam versus the Man. You can find his website, adamversustheman.com. And he's banned from YouTube right now. He got banned at 9/11 on 9/11. And so I'm a member of the Producers Club for his show. His YouTube page is taken off, actually. He's got a lot of people that watch him now. And I play with him, and he has said a few times, do you think that it's a whole bunch of little pedophile rings? And honestly, I just like the picture on this story. Do you think it's okay? I'm not doing that. Okay. Okay. Technical difficulties abound. Happy Monday. I like that picture, though. So he asked me, do you think it's one big giant one like the conspiracy theorists say? Or do you think it's just, a whole bunch of little ones that keep getting busted up and that they really are that just common? And really, the answer, I think, is it really is just that prevalent in our country and in the world right now. where we're having a giant society shift where for millennia, people would breed at young ages because the life expectancy was 30, 40 years old. So if you wanted a human race to stay around, well, you had to reproduce early. Well, we're not there anymore. We don't need 12-year-old little girls to get pregnant and have kids now. We don't need 14-year-old girls to get married because their families can't afford to keep them anymore. Like, we live in a world where pedophilia is no longer accepted because it's no longer needed. It's not a necessary evil anymore for the survival of our species. We don't need to have women get pregnant at young ages so that we can have kids. Women can be more free and not get pregnant at 12 now, and people who want to have sex with 12-year-olds have something wrong with them. Is not... Yes, because... and it's not even just the teenage girls that are being over-sexualized. It's children, toddlers, kids, adolescents, kids that shouldn't know what being sexualized is like, kids that should be making mud pies and playing outside and thinking boys have cooties instead of 11-year-old girls that are talking about blowjobs and making out with these guys. Like, come on. I graduated with a girl that had a kid that got pregnant in 8th grade. My mom had me when she was 16. That's because of the hypersexuality of our adolescents. Okay? So, it's not that right wings they are obsessed with pedophilia because that, one, it's a big trigger point. Two, it is a problem that's not being talked about. Why isn't pedophilia being talked about more? Why are we not talking about all of the sex rings being busted down in Furnace County right now in Nebraska? Why are we not talking about Nebraska having the highest sex trafficking rate along our I-80 corridor? Why? Because nobody wants to talk about it. That's why. Rant over on that. Like, as a victim, trying to be an adult with a daughter, running for office, having people minimize pedophilia and try to normalize it, I get it. I understand history. We're not there anymore. Okay, I need to find something else to rant about. So there's a hurricane coming right now. Hurricane Sally is expected to be a hurricane when she hits the Gulf. So this is what, hurricane number 3? It's gonna hit right here. Look, it looks like Donald Trump. Got in there with his crayons. It's not funny. So it's gonna be what? Category 1? I didn't read this like I was supposed to. We're doing this dry, just like life. Okay, here, let's watch the radar. I like these. So when I grow up, I want to be a meteorologist. I want to be a weather woman. I don't want to have to focus on things that... Wow, that's cool. I didn't want to do that before. So yeah, since I went through some news and I ranted, this is like Mental Health Monday, being triggered because of pedophilia on Lifetime. Yeah, there's just a lot going on in the world right now, and it has caused me to take a step back and focus just on work, politics, and Matthew and Cora, and because I had COVID. I tested positive for COVID 2 weeks and 3 days ago now. And so I've really just been doing that. And so all I've been doing since I've had COVID, since I can't leave my house, and don't feel good anyway, because I've been sick for like a month and a half now, is just read news stories and work, make masks. I'm still making masks, so if you want masks, because we are having a surge right now. Let's see if I can find a story about that. Kearney is in the middle of a surge right now. I know it's on this. Hold on. So, I saw there were like 63, there's new cases today, or new cases in the last, look at this. Let's do that. We'll do this together. I haven't done this yet. I've been avoiding it. Okay, I see you. So here's my county. So we have 867 confirmed total. 3 people have died from it here, which is, I know, they've been elderly. So our death rate is 6.12% right now. Yeah, so this is a hot spot. The death rate is 76%. And here's the other hot spot. Death rate is 50%. Here in Douglas County, that's where Omaha is, death rate is 31% with 173 people dying. So there's been, oh, what's this? Salt Lake County, Utah has had 242 deaths. I'm just picking out the big red zones. 98% death rate in Cook County, Illinois. Wow. Wow. That's bad. Oh, I wonder what their demographics is like. Let's go look at that. Cook County, Illinois, COVID. Okay, so they had a spike of 1,000 cases. Oh, this is bad. Oh, we laughed to stop from crying. Remember, we laughed to not cry. Fudge, Jeroni Rex. I can't even. Like, what are the demographics for it? How do I find that? 8 minutes ago. Second radical equality week amid COVID. I don't know what's going on in that county, but their mortality, like, oh my gosh. I thought Kearney was bad. Oh my gosh, that's not. Well, Cook County, Illinois, I'll be thinking about you because, geez Louise, Mother Mary, Joseph. Okay, so let's get to some local stuff because I've been on here for about 30 minutes almost. It's like in 7 minutes, it'll be 30 minutes. How I might make time go out. I have a lot to do today. I wanted to come on and do like a little mental health and just rant about pedophiles. You know, talk about some local news. I got my mail-in voter registry ballot thingy for the election for early voting. My husband and I both did. We got him. Our elections commissioner is the best. I love her. She's the best. So this, you don't need to look at all that. So we have 49 days until the election. And I am definitely feeling it. I'm still looking for volunteers. So if you've made it this far, and you want to help me maybe be elected and be an adult all the time, even though I hate being an adult, let me know. It's not that I hate being an adult, it's that I'm the only other person that decided to run against the incumbent, which means that I have to be professional and do the thing where you are a candidate, and the pandemic, it just kind of messed everything up. It put my plans through a loop, and I couldn't do what I wanted to do how I wanted to do it, and then the state decided to just let freedom ring and not mandate anything and not do anything bad really to us except not communicate and lie to us about the pandemic and then try to use it against us now, and then pass horrible legislation because the federal government trashed the economy because there is a virus. People are sick. It is like, it's not like this isn't affecting people's lives, because it is affecting the economy. And instead of the government doing something to help us, not that I'm saying that it's their job, but in the world we live in, we have put the government in a position where we depend on it. And instead of them helping us like we have elected them to, we being the current people who are in office, they were elected because people wanted them to help them, because that's where people's brains are right now, economically and politically. It doesn't matter what my libertarian beliefs are if the people I'm representing aren't libertarians. I can only show them how to be a libertarian. I'm lucky I live in a purple district, so we're pretty much libertarian here anyway. We're a lot of independent, and it's just blended. But that means here we weren't seriously affected, but because everybody else was affected, we are being affected. So our state, being set up the way it is, did not do what they needed to do to help the people that elected them the way that the people who elected them wanted them to help them. And that's the problem. Honestly, as in the perfect libertarian world, Nebraska's not being authoritarianist. It's not being the best, but it's not being the worst. There are states that are being way, way more heavy-handed, but those states also are not Nebraska. They don't function like Nebraska does. Nebraska functions differently, especially out here in the 3rd District and the rural part of Nebraska. So, because we have so many red hats, they're listening to the feds, and now we're in trouble. And our state government told us to eat cake, and I'm not the only one to say that. I've been saying that for a couple years now, that they told us to just eat cake. They don't care about us. They want our money. Nebraska's government is set up to where state senators make $12,000 a year. It's a part-time legislature. That means that there's no money to be made in politics in Nebraska if you're a real leader of the people. If you're making money in Nebraska politics, that means that those lobbyists want you to do what they want you to do. You're not working for the people who elected you. You're working for the people who are paying you. And we know that. We know that in Nebraska. And farmers are heavily subsidized by the government, both state and federal. So, thanks for the property tax break, LB 1107. That money would have really been handy for people getting evicted right now. Oh wait, that Trump said that they're not going to get evicted anymore. So what about all the people that have already been evicted, that don't have homes in rural Nebraska, that are not urban? So it's not like they can just go find a homeless shelter. Like, a lot of our homeless population in Nebraska is hidden because somebody knows somebody with a couch. So instead of being homeless on the street, like in Lexington, downtown, I hear there's a growing homeless population. Maybe there's 2 people. But that's 2 more people than there were. I've been to downtown Lincoln. The homeless population there is exploding. We have a homeless shelter here. It's full all the time. We have a hidden homeless problem because we have an income inequality gap that is so large that the market has left people that are normal behind because the people in government are making $100 an hour. Servers get paid $250 in this town still. I was one of them. The best paying server job I had in town was $350 an hour. It was an elitist restaurant where all of these people who make $100 an hour go to. And I averaged what they made because they tipped. That's not how it is everywhere else, and those people don't know that because they don't go there. And with that, I'm going to do my homework. I'm compiling a voter list for calling, because I'm going to start calling my constituents now. Still looking for volunteers to help. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know that I have a plan. Like, not this volunteering, but this politically. At a state level, what can I do to help you? What can I do to make your life easier in the way of the state getting out of it? What licensing restrictions can I get rid of? What can I do to make you profit off of your own labor in a way that benefits you? How do I make you the boss of your own business? Kearney has a lot of entrepreneurs for a reason. I'm one of them. We have a system here that works, but our elites have taken off without us, and they forgot about us little people because our state senator forgot about us. He wasn't elected for us. The governor asked him to run. And it's not a secret. His friends tell everybody in town. His friends tell him to his face that they're not voting for him. Where does that put me? It puts me in the position where I need to be an adult now, and I need to know how to help you. They're listening to me. The city council's listening to me. Why? I don't know, but they are. And on that, tune in to the end of the month city council meeting. I'm going to be speaking about my chickens, and we are going to move forward with that. We'll see how it goes. Remember, the election is in 49 days. That does include our entire local government. The Young Democrats are, I think it's the Young Democrats of America. Hold on. There is an event going on this soon. It's soon. Buffalo County Young Democrats. Okay, so this one time I made friends with the Democrats because you're nonpartisan. It doesn't matter what party you're in, yo. So they are going to have, where is it? Okay, where is it? They're hosting an event, and it is with our city council. Legislative discussion. There it is. I found it. Okay. Y'all. Okay, you ready for this? I had to get it ready. I had to preface this. Okay, so Wednesday, October 7th, there's going to be a city council candidate forum. This is Stan Klaus. So he says he is the mayor. That's the title he goes by. But actually, he's just the council president. So you know, our city government is run by a council, and the council elects the president of the council. So he's just the president of the council. Hi, Stan. I like Stan, though. Do I like how he governs? Not all the time, no. No. We had a call, and I talked to him, and I told him the truth. It was fun for me. He probably didn't much care for it, but when you have the mayor on the phone, you tell him the truth. So they're going to do a Zoom for this. It's going to be on the 7th. I think that's my mom's. It's either my grandma's or my great-grandma's birthday. One's the 7th and one's the 9th. My mom's is like the 15th or 17th. I'm a horrible daughter. So yeah. I'm excited for this. I can't wait to watch it. TBH, I'm excited. I'm a nerd. So I'm going to hop off with that. If you want to go look at the Facebook page for the Young Buffalo County Young Democrats. Also go to our page, lpne.org, I believe is what it is. What's my name? I'm bad. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Oh, it's taking forever to load. I don't think that's what it is. Oh, yeah. No, it is. Yeah. Here. One last pair. Isn't that cool? No. There. Okay. See? Look at that. I could take the quiz, but I don't want it to tell me what I am. Because I already know. So yeah, this is the State Libertarian page if you want to know about stuff. They keep it updated. Our state party's pretty cool. I like them. They're pretty nice. So yeah, here is that. Have a great day. Remember that we are trying and striving for equality before the law so we can have the good life for all, y'all. Peace. Have fun. Okay, bye. Oh my god, how do I get out of here? I'm lost.